So this video first came out in 30th of May 2015. Review coming soon. Whoops. Well, it's here now. Hello, and first of all, welcome to 2017 on my channel. This is, like I said in the beginning, this is a bit of a long overdue video. I think I bought this guitar in 2015, and yeah, I said there'd be a review out, and I've had a few comments saying, where's the Starcaster review? Well, here it is! Sorry about the wait. So, before we get into details of this guitar specifically, let's look a bit into the history of the Fender Starcaster. The Starcaster was first put into production in 1976, and it was Fender's second attempt at getting into the hollow and semi-hollow body guitar market. Their first attempt had been the Coronado in the 60s, which was also reissued with the Modern Player series like this guitar was. Now, the original Starcaster went out of production in 1982, and like I said, it was to get into the hollow and semi-hollow body market, which was mostly dominated by Gibson at the time. And so this is very much a ES335-esque guitar, but not to be a blatant rip-off of a Gibson. It's a little bit different. First thing you might probably notice is it's got a different body shape. It's got one of Fender's offset shapes, which is meant actually to sit in between your legs. Ooh. Like this, more comfortably, but most people don't sit like that. I'm a guitarist, know who does. Other big differences come in the rest of its construction. Whereas Gibson's mostly made out of mahogany and rosewood and things like that, the body and the neck of the fretboard of this guitar are all maple, but it has an older block inside, so very Fendery woods going on here. They were definitely trying to produce, at least from a tone wood standpoint, still a very Fendery sound. They used the original wide-ranging humbuckers. This one comes with, I think they're now Nico ones, so if you want Confite ones, which are the original style ones, I think the Creamy pickup company still make those. So you could replace them with those. Other differences are a very Marmite headstock. You either love it or hate it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous myself. Fender CBS logo, because this was made in the CBS era, the now infamous CBS era. 6-star tuners, I prefer that personally, and the total scale length of the guitar is that of a Fender's. It's not a Gibson. So if you like the idea of a hollow body guitar but really want a sort of much longer scale, say you want to use really thick strings and make it sound good or something like that, this is a guitar that's definitely worth thinking about. Interesting slight difference in the tone because of the lighter wood. It's a little bit brighter, and it's sort of, because Fender is normally associated with having a sort of high and sort of cracky sound. It's the best way I feel to describe it anyway. The single coil sound. When they delve into humbucking guitars, they tend to want to make the tone woods match that to still give that the sort of Fendery sound. That's where the similarities between the initial run and the modern series player ends. So, in 2013, Fender decided to bring this, as long as the Coronado, back under the Chinese-built Fender Modern series of guitars. And I had seen pictures of a Starcaster before 2013. I thought, oh, if I ever have, loads of money, I'd love to buy one of those vintage guitars. And then this came along, and I pooped my pants with excitement. I had to have one. And I'm really glad I bought one. So, slight differences are, the tuning pegs are ever so slightly different. It's got a more conventional Allen key style truss rod, which is on most modern guitars now, whereas the other one had the bullet hole, the bullet ones like the 70s guitars did. Modern C-shaped neck, 4 jewel construction. I think the original had 3, it could have had 4, I might be wrong. I can always be wrong. The original also had I'd say Telecaster-esque bridge, which went through the body. Now this one has gone for a, well, Tune-o-matic, but kind of called their Adjust-o-matic system with a stop tail piece. It's a little bit more Gibson-y, and this actually comes in handy for me at least, because I would like to put a Bigsby on it. Other differences are, there were 5 knobs on the original one, and now there's only 4. They also have slightly different caps. They had their own special ones with the Fender F brand on top of the initial ones. Now they're sort of witch hat ones, which I quite like myself. And yeah, obviously, like I said, constructed in China. Now, I'm glad at this point I waited a long time. I'm going to do stuff like this. Waited a long time to make this review because I have seen some quality control issues with the guitar, and it's upsetting. It's an almost perfect guitar, I'd say. Issues I've had is the nut isn't amazingly well crafted for heavier string gauges. The socket comes loose a lot more often than my other guitars. One of my tones, I think it's this one, I need to adjust it because sometimes you put it all the way to the end and it still travels a little bit, it's not properly seated. And one that's gotten me the most is the switcher. It's either it gets dirty easily or it's slightly faulty, because sometimes it just refuses to click to the bridge position. And I actually had it die on me, took it to a shop, the guy plugged it in, switched it a few times, and it came out to life suddenly. He didn't really see a need to open up because, well, it's horrible trying to get into these things. But yeah, it's something I'm going to have to change the switch on that. But for most of the construction, it's really good. Oh, something I forgot to mention actually, I said about the loose jack socket here. One or two of the screws has actually sort of got rid of the grip part of the screw inside, so you can just turn it and it just continuously turns. So it's slightly naff build quality there, but I think that's what you get with massive production quality guitars in China. And as far as what China can do on their low end, this certainly isn't that. This is one of their much better attempts, and it's really bloody good. I love this guitar. So let's hear how it sounds. Oh, before we hear how it sounds, this guitar is actually made quite popular after it finished its production with guitarists like Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead. So it's got a bit of a sort of experimental British rock, alternative kind of thing, indie kind of thing going on with it. Unfortunately, you're not really going to hear that in my playing because I like using this guitar for sludgy metal. And now let's hear what it sounds like. I'm just running it straight through one cable right into my Laney VX100R with the matching cab, and it's being recorded with a Shure SM57. You can tell I don't play clean very often. So some final thoughts, anything I'd change, or who this is for. Basically, if you love any guitarist that already plays one, you probably want one. If you're looking for a interesting and slightly different semi-hollow body guitar, I'd certainly give this a consideration. It's great bang for the buck. Really nice guitar. Like I said, few issues on mine. There's not going to be issues in everyone's. It comes in natural, a sunburst, which I'm not too keen on, and a black, which I had to decide between this and the black, and it took me quite a few sleepless nights to try and think. Anything I'd change on it? Yeah, I have a few modifications planned for it. I'm going to improve some of the quality of electronics. I really want to pop a Bigsby on it. Using a Vibramate, if you pop a B5 on there, I've seen quite a few people who've got them and they seem to work quite nicely. I'd change probably the tuning pegs and the string tree myself to something I'm more inclined to use. But no, yeah, if you like Radiohead, if you like, if you're into any guitarist who uses a sort of semi-hollow body guitar and you want to see what there is out there, I'd definitely give it a go. It's a bit of a different beast to some of the other ones. It is an each to their own. It is a cult following guitar, but if that's what you like, then go for it. It's really, really worth a try. Thank you.
Hello, if you enjoyed the video, hit like, and if you really enjoyed and want to see more, hit subscribe. Goodbye.